Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you, wherever you are, whatever time it is when you listen to this. Welcome to my channel. Alright, so this message is going to be for Life Path 11. Life Path 11s, okay? That's your birthday. You take all the numbers to your birthday, you add them up, and you reduce it down to the simplest number, right? Unless it's a master number, which is 11, 22, 33, 44. Typically, it doesn't go any higher than 44, right? Uh, but in the event that it does, right, it usually don't go that high up, right? All right, so not all readings are gonna resonate with everyone. If this reading doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. That is okay. That simply means that this reading isn't for you. All right. Now, Life Path 11s, right? You guys were given the assignment, right? If you remember last time that I did the Life Path readings, I said I didn't want to do Life Path readings for the 11s, 22s, or 33s because this is your opportunity to demonstrate what you know, right? Whether it's on the intuitive sense, right? Now, for Life Path 11, you got a few different options opposed to Life Path 22 or Life Path 33 because your intuition can be linked to one of three factors, and your reading's gonna be a little bit longer, okay? Because we're gonna go over what it is, some of the things that you would have learned. It's also going to include some things that'll be going on around you, and it's also going to include uh, some things that could be coming in for you, right? And since I didn't get the opportunity, and because you know you're an 11, right? Because it's going to be talking about the kinetic aspect, whether you're a kinetic learner, technical learner, uh, audio, visual, confluent. We're going to go into those things with 11, right? Because just because you're in a life path 11 and you're intuitive, well, your intuition may be linked to certain things. Yeah, because some people's intuition, right? If you're R and 11, some people's activation comes through touching. I don't know what that's called though, but through touching an item and picking up from it from there. So I'm gonna give y'all a little bit more time, right? And care because I didn't get the opportunity to go into that with you all. All right, all right. That being said, of course, not all readings are gonna resonate with everyone. If it doesn't resonate with you, that is okay. That's okay. That's okay. That simply means that this reading isn't for you. All right. Oh, okay. So to answer the first question, right? Some of the things it is that you would have learned, okay, about yourself and the world around you will be the tradition. Okay, it'll be about the tradition of lying. You getting activated, and being able to tell whether or not a person would lie. I forgot what that's called. So some of the things that you guys have learned from what I'm gathering from this is the traditions that would have come into place with, and I feel so inclined to say how traditions are what are dead people punking you, basically. Is making you do things in in a particular fashion that may have worked in that time period, but it may not work in your current time period. In short, it may not have been a progressive thought, right? And the tradition of lying about not being healed, and and a tradition of lying about star seeds. Ooh, the lies associated with star seeds and not being humanitarian in regards to the jealousies that would go with completing a cycle and attracting obsessions. Okay, attracting an obsession. So what that's telling me that you guys would have been learning would have been some things that would have been associated or would have taken place over the course of this time with Uranus being retrograde, right? And with Saturn being retrograde. The line about the rebelling against jealousy in the world. And the completing of the cycle of being attractive. Some of this other stuff, attractive, dramatic, and obsessed, and it not being a part of your ambition. How one would have lied, the tradition of lying about that not being their ambition. Queen of Wands. I said this Queen of Wands, and it'll be about this one not it not being the financial stability that will come into place with it, like being anchored in the stability. Yeah, some of this is given. It'll be about a Queen of Wands and not King of Pentacles. Okay, so and some of this other portion of yeah, because some of it will be about the lying portion. Others it's going to be about whether or not things are clear in regards to a person being anxious and not discussing loving themselves. You know what this is giving? Some stuff that will be coming out. And that'll be what it is. Yeah, what it's given is something that you would have learned would have been about how obsessions would have been attracted over years. And who would really be behind some things is kind of what that's giving. Especially with it being a lot of older men and not women. But the completion of the cycle is for the feminine essence, not the masculine essence. So one of the other things it is intuition is a woman's thing or is labeled as a woman's thing, but everybody has it. It's just displayed differently. It's just that it's displayed differently. Okay. Yeah, because with men with their intuition, they have a tendency to be able to work it a little bit differently. Yeah, because it's even given the whole magician aspect and how the magician is a boys' club, but you'll find more actual female magicians than you would males or actual female illusionists, so to speak, or what would classify as illusionists than you would men, right? Because it's easier for a woman to transform and do all that other stuff. So So that's some of the things that I'm picking up on that you guys would have learned. Some of the other things it is that it would have been about the mediumship aspect, knowing the difference of what constitutes in regards to mediumship. If we're going to be talking in regards to you all being learning about what alchemy is, it'll be what will be coming in is the transcendental spiritual truths that are associated with healing the presentation of a cup to complete the cycle for one's ambitions. Now, the truth of the cup, right? The truth of it, of this cup in question, or the spiritual aspect of be in regards to the discussions of the spirit of what's in the spirit of loving yourself, taking care of yourself, is realistically what that's giving. Okay, so that's what that looks like. That's given for you all in that, and we got 1111 on that. Good job. Now let's see what you got coming in real quick. All right, 11s. Yeah, because I know I turned all these cards the right way. And I know I shuffled them right. So let's see what you guys got coming in, or got going on and coming in. Okay. What this is giving is how when you do your part, and it'll finish the other person doing their part. You can't be, because what it's giving is, I want you to tell me, I want you to tell me, I want you to tell me. Then you're not practicing your intuition. You're not practicing it, you're not utilizing it, because your intuition will tell you the answer to questions versus someone actually telling you what the answer to the question is. In short, it's stuff that you would have already known. It goes back to this saying, if you know, you know, right? And if you don't, ain't nobody got to explain it to you. Okay? So we got victory. We got some stuff going on with Cancer, Pisces, with Cancer essence, moving in fast, right? What it is to move in quickly at night. This is giving I want to say it's a waning moon. Victory as strength and in strength. And is going from the Chariot to the Leo. So rushing in one strength. Yeah, as one gets stronger. Is it anything else? Okay, y'all don't have a lot with what it is that'll be going on with you. Which in that regards, that would mean that you are practicing your intuition and everything coming in the upright. Yeah, within one, not shifting one stability 5 years ago. It's a compare and contrast of what it is that would have taken place 5 years ago versus now. How one would move in quickly, and then there would be this strength of the Emperor. And these are all of these are major arcana cards. So in short, this is that higher order, higher level information that would have come into place, and within one, not shifting the stability. Not shifting the stability, it being hot, not asking for assistance, not being left out in the cold in those regards, okay? In short, when you're intuitive, you don't quote unquote get left out in the cold, because you would know what's going on. Your intuition would tell you. Intuitively, you would know. Yep, be without malice, and it being one's nature, right, as an intuitive, to be without malice. And to see as a new day dawns. Oh. When you're intuitive, you can pay attention to patterns too, is pretty much what this is giving. Within this whole chariot aspect, rushing in quickly, in the new day dawning, you need to know your power. Know your power and seeing yourself in nature. Ensure what it is that goes on when you see yourself in your natural state. That being the nature of it, when you're in your natural state. And following the moon, and following your emotions. You know what? 11s, Life Path 11s, I'm kind of proud of y'all. Yeah, it's one of those when you want to move naturally. It's like you guys are moving in naturally. You don't have, and within the shifting of stability that will be coming in, it is giving you inclination to pay attention to what's going on with this moon cycle. You are a light worker who has come to Earth to teach about love. Okay. And all of these are, yeah. And one wouldn't have canceled, cleared, or deleted. Use only positive words within being an earth angel, right? Use only positive words and thoughts as they're rapidly manifesting into form. Ask the angels to cancel the effects of past negative thinking. One of the things that I'm going to go ahead and say that comes into place with a lot of this, within not shifting the stability and all this other stuff, intuitively you know, or an intuitive would know that they wouldn't have, whether you're guilty of some shit or not, is basically what that boils down to. That's that part. The other portion of it is within the cancel, clear, and delete, and using only positive words and thoughts as they're rapidly manifesting into form. Ask the angels to cancel the effects of past negative thinking. In short, what this is giving is the negativity that would be picked up on. It'll be about the recognition for you all. Because the reality is everything is very negative. In the intuitive aspect. And you just gotta call it like it is. Okay? Intuitive. Sometimes you can't cancel, clear, and delete the negative aspect. Sometimes you just gotta call it like it is, right? Now within the alchemicalization of cancel, clearing, and deleting those thoughts is because the overall essence of you are highly sensitive to chemicals, additives, processed foods, and essences right now. Respect your sensitivities by avoiding harsh items, situations, and relationships. You don't have to, especially within the creativity aspect, you gotta get it out and in the whole nature, right, of things, not to see yourself being successful. You know what it's given, the universe understanding verbs, and if an intuitive is aware of it, yeah, it's one of those, it's the opposite day. Type situations. It's an opposite day situation, right? But within the nature of things, see yourself doing well in this situation and have faith in a positive outcome. Notice messages that appear as sounds, music, and words from both external sources and within your mind. These messages are real answers to your prayers. When it comes down to your natural self, how it's giving fear, it's giving fear of success on the intuitive level. Okay, if you're a life path 11, I don't know if this is for you or if it's for the other person. You need to gauge what it is that you're expecting from this as a natural reaction. That's what this is giving. That's what this is giving. And you need to pay attention to what's going on with your ear chakras. One of the things that I'm gonna go ahead and say that comes into place with this is whether or not you should pay attention to, as an intuitive, 2022. Something must have taken place in 2022. Pay attention to what it is that would have been said. And I remember, because this is going to be a part of the intuitive or life path 11, what did you hear? Because gossip is something that is really, really prevalent and it's really strong. And if you've ever played the game telephone, right? You will notice something bad will spread like wildfire, but something good don't go that far. People don't want to spread the good and the positive. They want to spread the negative of situations, right? So just being mindful of that. Some of the other things, right, that I'm seeing that's kind of going on. Oh, because I want to do a little bit more for y'all, right? Some of the other things it is that you would be noticing that could be going on, not only in the major arcana aspect, but also in what it is that will be developing is the policies, the policy strength. When I feel inclined to say grid workers, light workers, all of it, right? And where is it? Let's not be. I think this is. There we go. We can use this. Okay. And some of the things it is that would be going on in regards to some of this, right? So, what we're going to explore really quickly, Life Path 11, right? With this whole, we're going to get some clarity on what it is you would need to cancel, clear, and delete, right? Because I could say that all day and night long in the sacral chakra, but it'll be about what it is that you will be creating in the sacral chakra, right? With you not desiring for things to be successful, and 2311 when I said that, right? Not desiring for things to be successful. These are all angel numbers. Go look them up if you hear me talk about it. 2322 when I said that. Okay? Okay. So, um, it's given not wanting to be rid of an earth angel, not not canceling, clearing, or deleting an earth angel. The other portion of it in this visualize success with that coming as something being on the incoming and ear chakras, right? Yeah, in short, how certain situations in its natural state, it's not worth it. Is kind of what it's giving. Okay, and let's get some. Let's see what goes on with this. All right, so with this whole incoming, cancel, clear, delete, right? You gotta make space. It's about making space. And there being disappointment. There being disappointment. Disappointment or the month of May. So, yeah, some of this is going to be about the policing policies, things of that nature that would have come into place on a day to day in the month of May. What happens in the month of May? You got May Day, You got Mother's Day. You got May Day. You got Mother's Day. You got all those. In short, these are all different opportunities for a person to not be left out in the cold. And then one not reciprocating. And there being an imbalance. One not reciprocating. And there being these different projections. Within the alchemical aspect, okay, it'll be about reciprocation. Asking for help and then you getting it. And the reciprocation that will come into place with it is, yeah, if like a person asks you to make a donation, I'm just saying, if you want people to treat you like they treat like you want to be treated. The golden rule is treat people how they want to be, how you want to be treated. The platinum rule is treat people how they want to be treated. Okay? So that's going to be what's really important to it and for you as an intuitive. Treat people the way they want to be treated, right? Opposed to treating them the way you want to be treated, because that saves a lot of FAFO. Okay? So it's that part. The other portion of it is this Five of Pentacles, right? With it being within the income and asking for assistance. And the other portion of it is one not being left out in the cold. And the unconditional. It'll be about the conditions, the condition by which a world would have been created within a collection of information. So intuitive, yeah, it's giving, if you're an environment person, how you can pick up on stuff. Some people can just pick up on vibes, right? Others, it has to be some tangible stuff. Usually I do notice that happens a whole lot more in the tangibility aspect when you're talking about air signs, because they do better with hard solid stuff, because they have a tendency to be what constitutes as quote unquote aloof. Okay. The other portion of it is within one not asking for assistance, within one not reciprocating them not asking for assistance. That's a disappointing situation with the projections and things of that nature. Yeah, because it's like the asking for help, who would have asked for help with something? It's basically kind of what that will boil down to. What I would like for you all to pay attention to, intuitive, is how many people would have used or utilized your gift and you got nothing out of it. They just completely drained you. That's the whole, and it's a difference between being an intuitive and being an energy or an essence vampire. A lot of times with information like this coming out, it'll be about and the person not being able to visualize success or things of that nature. That's because ultimately they're an energy vampire. 2844 when I said that. Now, on the income, right, of what will be going on within the visualizing success and the ear chakras, it'll be about reciprocation within asking for assistance, right? And then there'll be this looking inside oneself in regards to the impatience within one not being heartbroken and healing. In short, you're not heartbroken. You're not heartbroken. Yeah, how quick it is a person is looking to heal their heart when they are heartbroken, and how fast that'll cause for them to move. Yeah, because that's about a whole rebound and bed warmer situation. And I'm not talking about just on a romantic sense. I'm talking about even in the business aspect, right? How you would have to change partners real quickly. Now, in the business aspect, that makes sense for you to do because it's business. But in the romantic sense, it doesn't make sense, because if your partner in a romantic aspect isn't isn't well, it can fuck up your business. Ensure you gotta steady your home life first. Is kind of what I'm getting from that, especially with the manipulation of one not being loving, or one being or an individual being passed away. Okay, so that's some stuff that you passed away, karmic, whatever, what have you. So that's some stuff that will be clearing out for you. Some of the other things it is that will come into place that you would know. On the intuitive level, yep, would be opportunities. The slimy, grimy situation that comes into place with something being an opportunity or being an option. When options are available, how do you take options are available? Being cut, peace. Being cut, being having peace over the course of 2 days. And the, and the opportunity to break someone's heart. One of the things I'm gonna say is intuitive. Do you know how to take care of home? 3131, as I said that. What is it to take care of home first, and then take care of other portions? And within the indecision that'll come into place with emotional intelligence. In short, yeah, when you don't know how to feel, you don't even. In short, you don't even know how you feel. See how you feel intuitive, because your intuition is strongly linked to whether or not your desires are in order. What it is that you even want to go on. Okay, I'm saying, okay, I feel inclined to say this. If you want a person to cheat on you, you can convince yourself that a person is cheating. You can, because that's what you want, or that's what you see going on around you. On the other hand, if you feel that a person is being truthful to you, honest, caring, all this other stuff, guess what? That's what that person is going to be doing. You want to know why? Because that's what you convinced yourself is going on. Right now, until other evidence comes to the surface, then that's what it is. Okay, so it's that part. Now, the other portion of this is what it is that will go on with one not rushing in with clarity and there being victory. And sure, there not being a lot of thought to it's not a lot of thoughts to recognize. Yeah, in short, it's not a lot that needs to be recognized in some shit. Now, because the other part of it is the whole real or just recognize real, and the completion of the cycles, that are coming into place with happiness. These are all things that you know about what it is to complete cycles. There being happiness, all this, right? Within the incoming, okay, for the alchemical aspect, if you're an alchemist, right, you'll know about this with victories, the victory that comes in balance and injustice and adjustments being required. How adjustments would have to come into place. Things have to change. And rejecting a world that would have been created. Okay? So hopefully that helps you guys out just a little bit and gave you a tad bit of an inclination as to a few different things it is that will be going on. If you like to schedule your own personal touch of clarity, you are more than welcome to do so. Okay? And lightwork@gmail.com. Alright. Because see, remember, light work, it ain't light work. It is not light work. It's not light work. Alright? Like, share, and subscribe. Please. Like, share, and subscribe. Right? And in that way, we can all stay light while we work.